All right, finally getting back out in the woods with my boy Slick Rick over there. We're gonna be looking for some decent areas to put some trail cameras on. Talk a little later about the story that happened to me and him last year during elk season. We're actually hiking up to an area where an elk caught me and him with our pants down on our ankles, and he came into probably about 20-30 yards, and we weren't ready for that, and he took off. So we're gonna go back up in that area and set a camera and see what kind of signs up in there. How fresh you think that is? Yeah, that's what happens when you let your balloons go in the air. It comes down out here, and some type of animal here eats it. So one of the things we're looking for in this area, I mean, we've been in this area during the rut time, and we know they're moving in and out of here. I mean, everything in this area they have sanctuary, they have routes to water, and really thick, small bedding area they can get into and hide. And I mean, during last season, we came in here, well, a few times we came in here, and we jumped them. And then when we came in contact with that bull, he jumped us. And so we're trying to determine if they're moving in here during the wintertime and springtime. We've seen a little bit of track and sign, but not as much as we were hoping for. A lot of this looks different in here than during the fall time during hunting season. So, I mean, we got all the routes we've ever been in here using onX, and now we're just trying to find the most used paths in here so we can try to set a camera and see if we can see some cows, maybe get lucky see some bull. But one of the things we're looking for on camera is cows. So yeah. So all of this ground, all of this was just tore up. And now it's overgrown. So trying to figure out if we can find some new sign. Yeah, because then I think you'll be able to look down a little bit. You still got the trail. I mean, that main trail going like this just cuts, so if something's passing on it, you're gonna see it. All right, let's do a little story time. So basically what happened was Rick found a really good marsh looking area into some thick stuff, and we decided to go and hike in here. And the first day we got in here, we didn't quite get all the way in, and we knew we jumped something because we can hear them moving. They weren't really bugging out, but they were moving away from us. So we decided to go ahead and pull on out, and we let the spot rest for probably about 4 or 5 days. And so come the day we decided to come back in here, it had just been raining throughout the night, and it stopped throughout the day. And we got into the spot, it stopped raining, but there was still a lot of waterfall coming off the trees. I mean, you can see that, just in the background. This is some thick stuff. And we really wanted to kind of set up an ambush spot, because there was a lot of game trails converging on one highly used bedding area. I mean, trails were leading to, water sources, and they were leading to sanctuary. Like back up this way, I mean, they can get up and they're up mountain, they're gone. You ain't finding them, and it's pretty steep. And so we really like this area. So we came out here one morning, and we set up in a spot, and we were probably here 15 minutes, and we were just kind of getting set up, getting hunkered down. And all of a sudden, I'm looking off in this area, and a bull decided to come run down on one of the heaviest trails we found. And I didn't have my bow in my hand. My buddy Rick's down here, and before I can realize what happened, that bull came, stopped. I'm looking at him face to face, probably 20 yards, 30 max, and he just takes off. And we tried bringing him back in, but he just did not come in, and we did not hear him come in. A lot of the rainfall was still coming off the trees, and he came in silent, and like I said before, he caught us with their pants at our ankles. And so yeah, and so that's why we decided to come back in here during this time to see if cameras falling, to see if maybe he still moves in here. Because with Roosevelt elk, they do not migrate, they stay in their area. I mean, they might move still quite a few miles, but they have a home, and they stay in that home. So this is the scene we were working with. I was kind of hunkered up in this logs down here, and I mean, you can see that trail. I mean, that trail was beat up, and that's where that elk stopped and was just looking at me. And Rick, he was kind of hunkered down up in behind that tree, and he didn't even see him coming. I mean, by the time Rick saw him, he just saw the rear end of him. And so that's why we kind of want to see, because I mean, it's still a highly used trail. I mean, there's no foot traffic on it whatsoever. And that's one of the things we looked for when we wanted to come into this area, was to see if any foot traffic had come into these game trails. They didn't. But like the main trail we saw kind of runs up in here and back up into that thick stuff is where that bedding's at. And so we're just checking to see if they, we're setting a camera up. You can see down there, Rick's setting a camera up. And we're just going to see if we can catch anything on camera. I think we talked about probably leaving that there, soak it up for about a month, maybe a little over a month, just to see if we can catch any movement on it. All right, one trail camera down, one more to go. We got a little hike out of here and get back in the truck and go to a new spot that I found on iNext, and we're gonna hike in there and see what it looks like.